In this last orientation video, we're going to go over how to complete a unit in MathAS. So remember, there are 12 units in this course. You're going to do them one at a time in order. You can't skip a unit. You need to complete every one, and there are certain grade requirements on every unit for you to move on. So let's look at the first unit to get an idea of how you will do this. Now, the first thing you'll see is the Unit 1 pretest. So every unit has a pretest, and what you can do, if you want, is you can take this 10-question pretest, and if you score 80% or higher, you could use this as your grade for the entire unit, for the homework assignment and for the quiz, and you don't have to work through everything. So I found that a lot of students do remember some of this material, and to have you spend a lot of time going through something that you already know how to do is pretty much busy work. Okay, so this is your opportunity to kind of test out of this unit. Note that you will be tested on this for the midterm exam. This material will be covered in the midterm exam review, so it's not that you're never going to see it again, it's just that you don't have to go through all the steps. So let me show you how the pretest works. So there will always be instructions here. Okay, so I click on the pretest and it tells me I have a time limit of 15 minutes. So whenever you have a time limit, you don't want to click OK until you're really ready to start, because your time will start and it will run out and you won't be able to go back to the assignment. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. So here are some instructions. Okay, don't leave this test until you're completely done. It won't let you back in. Up here, it shows you how much time you have remaining. Okay, and most of your time limits on your quizzes, you have 45 minutes for 10 questions. But if you really know this material well, this shouldn't take you very long. So notice you get to see the first question for your first pretest for free. And I'll just show you what this looks like. You have one attempt for each question. This varies by the type of assignment. For the pretest, it's just one attempt. And some of them are multiple choice, and then some of them are free response where you type in a number. So this says, in the number below, what digit is in the 10,000ths place? And that would be 3. Okay. Then you click submit. And if you get it correct, there will be a green check. If you get it partially correct, it's like a yellow check. And if you get it wrong, there's a red X. Okay. Don't click on this button until you're completely done with the pretest. Okay. So you'll want to go through all of these problems. Note it doesn't automatically take you to the next question. You can actually skip around and go to any question you'd like. Okay. So just go to a question, click on it, and then you could see the next question. Okay. Now, important, if you do score 80% or higher and you test out of this unit, you want to contact me immediately and let me know. Okay. So your next unit homework assignment isn't going to open until I put in your grade for the pretest into your quiz grade, because this quiz is required before the assignment will open. So there's no other way I could set it up, so you want to let me know as soon as possible, and that way you won't have to wait to work on an assignment. Now let's go through the rest of this lesson. I have a few calculator videos in 2 or 3 sections. You could watch them either before or after the media lesson, whichever you prefer. It's good to have your calculator with you, and especially when you get to fractions and decimals, I promise you'll be very happy you have this calculator. Okay, so if you are not skipping the unit because of the pretest, or you don't even have to take the pretest if you know you need the material, you're going to start with the media lesson. So here's the media lesson packet, so it's easiest just to access it in the unit folder, although it's in other places. Okay. Notice it's 22 pages. You want to print this out. You need to write all of the material down from the videos. Okay, so it's tempting to just watch the videos like you're watching TV and kick back and not write anything. Research shows to really engage and understand, taking your time and writing things out helps you process information. Okay, so in the media lesson packets, there's some written information. You should read through that. Then you will get 2 media examples where there's a little computer. Okay, and all of these have videos. I'll show you them in a second. Okay, after the videos, you'll see you try problems, and there'll be a little pencil. So this problem is very similar to the previous one, so you try this on your own. And the you try answer keys are in course materials. I showed you that in a previous video, so you can check your work. Okay, then there's another video and another you try, and you basically follow this process until you complete all the videos and you tries and the whole packet. Okay, so now here is where the videos are located. This one has a lot of videos. You'll find that I think Unit 3 only has about 8 videos. Unit 2 is a little bit longer, so they're not all the same length. Some of them are longer. So you want to prepare for that. If you get to a short unit, I think 4A, 3, 6 might be a little bit shorter. Okay, you may want to work ahead in case you have a longer unit coming up. So let's look at this real quick. Okay, so there's me talking. I'm gonna mute me at least. Okay, so now there's a video. Notice this corresponds to that media lesson packet, the first media example, and I'm going to go through the whole problem, write things down, say things. You should write down everything I write down and any additional notes. Okay, and then to get to the next video, you can just click on these arrows, and if you want closed captioning, they have that here. Some students like to read it rather than listen to it. And then you can also click here for a full screen, okay, to make it bigger. Okay, if you want to go back to the list, so say you do these ones, you don't have to do them all at once. So maybe one day you work for 25 minutes and you do the first 5 or 6 or so. Then you can just come back and complete the rest later. Okay, so now notice that the homework, we call this grayed out. Okay, and right here it says the requirements for beginning this item have not yet been met. Okay, and the first thing it will say on all of these assignments that could possibly be grayed out is what you need to do for the assignment to open. So this says this assignment will not open until you complete your orientation assignment. So once you get 100 on that, you'll be able to view this. So I'm going to go to teacher mode so we can take a look at it. Okay, and now I can access it. So let's click on this. Okay. So each homework assignment is 200 points. You need a minimum of 190 for the quiz to open. I highly suggest you shoot for the 200. Okay, and that may seem a little bit scary. Let me turn to a shorter problem. Okay, so you can bounce around to any problem. But notice on these questions, it says here, this is attempt 1 of 3. I'm not going to put anything in it once. And it tells you when you don't answer the questions or if you miss a question. So notice everything is marked wrong. On this question, there's a red arrow. That means everything is wrong, but you have more tries. I'm going to submit it again. Still wrong, and I'm going to submit one more time. Okay, so after the 3rd time, it gives you this awful looking red X. Okay, and it'll tell you all of the answers as well. Okay, but all is not lost. Okay, you can still get full credit. Just click on try another similar question. Okay, now you can redo the whole problem for full credit. So I've entered all of the correct answers now. I hit submit, and notice now we have a green check. Okay, you don't want to try another similar question again, because if you get it wrong, it'll give you lower points. Okay, also notice every problem has a worked example and a video. So a worked example, let's click on this. Okay, Notice this is exactly like the problem we just did, but the numbers are different. So basically, the computer is going to generate different numbers for every person. So I just did all of the assignments with the numbers it gave me. So you can't just put these numbers in. It doesn't match your problem exactly. It's different numbers. Okay, so every problem has a similar problem, and I explain everything step by step. Okay, so you can read this to get help. Okay, so that's one way to get help if you like to read things. Okay, there should be information like this in your media lesson packet as well. Okay, if you can't locate it, we also have videos for every problem. Okay, so this is the part of the media lesson packet where I explain this problem of rounding. So this may not be exactly the same as this, but close, whereas the worked example is a lot closer. Okay, I've completed these worked examples for the first half of the course up to the midterm, and I'm going to work on the rest once the semester gets started. So if you go through the course quickly, I think I should have them done in time, unless you really speed through. Okay, so you can try these as many times as you want, so there shouldn't be any problem earning the 190 points, and really shoot for the 200. Also, if none of this is helping you, or if it keeps marking you wrong and you don't understand why, you can click on Message Instructor about this question. Okay, and then you'll put me, and it'll give me the exact problem you're working on. I'll be able to link to it. I can see the answers you put in. You should leave your answers there so I can see them. Sometimes people clear them, because that'll help me see where you're making an error. So that's a lot of resources to help you, and if you need to, you can always just email me with a specific question as well. So after you complete the homework with 190 points, then you'll be able to see this. Until then, it'll be gray, and this is your quiz. The quiz has a 45-minute time limit, and you'll get to see your first quiz problem for free also. Okay, it's 10 questions, so you have 4.5 minutes per, or not exactly, around 4 minutes per question. And it works just like the other ones. However, you have exactly 2 attempts. Okay, so, and it also doesn't have all the help videos. So if you write out your homework as you're going, then you can use your notes to help you on these if you forget something. Okay, if you don't, you'll kind of be on your own. You can't leave this page. It'll kick you out if you leave this page. So you can't leave here to go check a homework problem or something. So I entered half of the answers correctly, and now I'm going to hit submit. Okay, and notice it has this pea soup green arrow, which means we got half credit. Okay, but we still have one more attempt. So now I've entered all the correct answers, and we get full credit. Okay, and after the 2 tries, it'll tell you all of the correct answers in case you want to know what you did wrong. Okay, so you work through all of these problems. Okay, you need to earn at least 70% or higher, so 70 points on the quiz to move on to the next unit. Okay, don't panic. Okay, if you earn less than 70 points, you're just going to email me. I'm going to review your quiz, send you some feedback, and you're going to retake it. Okay, so main philosophy of this course is that I want you to master this material. So I don't want you to just squeak by or get a 50 on one assignment or a 30 on your homework. You're going to do all of this work and learn it well. Okay, so quiz assignment, you need 70 points, and once you get the 70 points, when you go to integers, the online 2 homework will be open. Okay, so if you get to the homework and you can't access it, it's because you need a higher grade on your quiz. So that's the gist of it, and you'll certainly have questions along the way, so feel free to contact me whenever you do. Okay, and remember to check all the boxes on the orientation video. Let's look here. Okay, so you have to check that you watched it and hit submit for the points to enter. And then on question 4, you're going to drag these into true or false. I'm not reading them. This probably isn't correct, but you're going to read these and put true or false statements. There are 4 true and 4 false statements. Okay, so you can repeat this as many times as you want. I have that set on unlimited, and once you have 100%, you can get started.